Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for the 2024 Oscars. This has been a very strong year for film, especially compared to recent years, so I'm very excited to talk about my picks today. I'm not going to be going through every single category just because there's a lot of documentaries, there's a lot of short films that I didn't see, so I don't really want to give my predictions on categories that I haven't seen most of the films for. I feel like that's not really fair. So I'm just going to go over like the big six categories today, best actor, best supporting actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Director, and Best Picture, of course. So, starting out with Best Supporting Actress, we have Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. We have Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, Jodie Foster for Nyad, Julianne Moore for May December, and the predicted winner, I think, for most people, is Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Now, I loved that performance. I think The Holdovers is maybe the most underrated film of the year, but I'm going to go with Emily Blunt. I have a feeling that she's going to get it. Jodie Foster and Julianne Moore are terrific. They're some of my favorite actresses of all time. It feels like every single year they're up for Oscars. I feel like ever since I was a kid, those two have been up for Oscars every year. But I'm going to go with Emily Blunt. I really, really liked her performance in Oppenheimer. I thought she maximized her screen time, even though having, a minimal screen time, she maximized her performance, which was awesome. For Best Supporting Actor, we have William Dafoe for Poor Things, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie. I feel like that's going to be the fan favorite to win. And Charles Melton for May December. Now, there's a lot of good picks there. Personally, I'm between the two Roberts. I'm going to lean Robert Downey Jr. I just feel like this was a performance that really showcased his range. So it was one of the only performances where he plays a villain, and he plays it quite well. And again, for a minimal time on screen, he maximizes his performance very, very well. And I could say that for just about everybody in Oppenheimer. They get a short amount of time, but they all kind of maximize that short amount of time very well. And I just loved Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, so I'm going to choose him. Getting into Best Actress, we have Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of the Fall, Carey Mulligan in Maestro, which I just watched recently, Margot Robbie in Barbie, and Emma Stone in Poor Things. Now, I'm between Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone. I'm going to go with Lily Gladstone just because, she's a bit of a newer name, and I just feel Oscar bait wise, they're probably going to give it to her, and she definitely deserves it. But I would like Emma Stone to win it just because I thought that performance was so spectacular and mind blowing. If I had to redo my top movies of the year, Poor Things probably would easily be in the top three. It blew my mind when I finally got around to watching it, and I just want to shout out Emma Stone. But I am going to pick Lily. I think that's who's going to win. So, getting into Best Actor, we have Bradley Cooper for Maestro. I thought he was phenomenal in Maestro, but there's a couple performances that were slightly better. Leonardo DiCaprio in Killers of the Flower Moon, of course. Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers. Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer. And Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction. Now, I'm going to go with Cillian Murphy. I said it in my Oppenheimer review that I thought this was one of the best acting performances with the eyes that I've seen in a long time. The minimal acting from Cillian in this just got me so into Oppenheimer's head, and it made for one of the best biopics I've ever seen in my life, if not the best. I think it's up there with films like Lawrence of Arabia, if you consider that a biopic, to be like a top tier biopic. And all the records it broke for, the highest grossing R-rated film and all that. I think Oppenheimer is going to run away with a lot of the awards this year, and I think the one that's most locked down for me is Cillian Murphy winning the Best Actor award, just because I think he's a little bit head and shoulders above everyone else in this category. Bradley Cooper obviously was amazing. Learning how to actually conduct for like 6 years just for that one scene is pretty spectacular. Leonardo gave one of his best performances of all time, but yeah, something about that Cillian Murphy performance, that's my pick for sure. Getting into Best Director, we have Greta Gerwig for Barbie. We have Alexander Payne for The Holdovers. We have, sorry for butchering his name, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things. I can never say his name right. And we have Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, obviously, and Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. Now, while I would love to see Martin Scorsese, get another Oscar, especially at this age. Kind of go out on top, even though he has one more film that he just announced coming out, I think, next year. I think it's definitely going to be Christopher Nolan. I think this was Christopher Nolan's best written film and had the tightest script for me. There was no fat on any of the dialogue, and it's a special movie for him because it's not like his usual kind of concept, twist your mind kind of film. It was a kind of a strict biopic and doesn't take too many liberties except for some of the, dream sequences where he's hallucinating. But yeah, I think this is a top 3 Christopher Nolan film, and I think they're going to finally give him his flowers and give him the love that he deserves. And I think Christopher Nolan is taking Best Director this year. Now, getting into Best Picture. We got more picks for this one, as it is every year. We have American Fiction, Anatomy of the Fall, Barbie, The Color Purple, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, and Poor Things. Now, three or four of those I think definitely could win this year. I will shout out Past Lives too. I did get around to seeing that, and wow, that was an emotional film. I loved that. I really hope more people go and see Past Lives because that's definitely an underrated film for the year. But yeah, like I said before, I think I'm going with Oppenheimer. I just think that was, for me, from the time I saw it, I just knew that was going to be the best film of the year. Even with Killers of the Flower Moon and Poor Things coming very, very close, I think Oppenheimer is, again, just head and shoulders above everybody else. And I think it's going to clear the Oscars this year. I think it's going to win, 5 or 6 at least Oscars, and I hope it goes down as one of the greatest films of all time because that's how I see it. So yeah, those are my picks for the top 6 categories. If you guys want like a part 2 and you guys want me to cover some of the other categories, maybe I'll do that. I usually do like an Oscar binge before the Oscars, and they're still a little ways away, so I might cram in a few documentaries and short films before then. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what are your guys' picks? Who do you guys think is going to win in these categories? And don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps boost this channel in the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one, and peace.